Can I just ask, you said you beg to differ about us having a liberal constitution. Did you just say that? Yes. Yeah. The preamble to our constitution describes our nation as a liberal nation, a light in dark times. The preamble to the Rukun Negara also describes our nation, that document, to be a liberal document. And somehow we've seen the demonization of that word liberal from becoming something that encapsulates a worldview and aspirations to become something that you do in your bedroom.
So, completely agree. I think we've conveniently forgotten that the term liberal is in constitutive texts of our country. I say this to my more right-wing / conservative friends. I guess the point is how that word has become so demonized and loaded to mean something that is entirely different from perhaps our understanding of what liberal and liberalism is. But for the moment, you might know this, you might not fully know this, that term is poison within certain Malay segments. So again, it's an educational process to telling them, look, if you read what liberal values are meant to be about, I think you find that many of which you'll agree with. So again, working and operating in an environment that isn't always in sync with what you feel and what you know.
You have to run? Oh, you can still. Okay, great, wonderful. Prof, please.
Right. I agree with you that the Constitution was meant to be inclusive. It hasn't worked that way. A wide gap has developed between the promise of the Constitution and its performance, and I agree that the civil service, the police, local authorities have played a role in many respects to subvert the promise of the Constitution. But to me, that's not surprising. This happens in every country of the world. The Emancipation Proclamation in the USA was 100 years ago, but actually only in 1964 was the Civil Rights Act passed. I saw that with my own eyes, actually. Dogs and Negroes are not allowed in the restaurants in the mid-60s, yes. So this gap occurs everywhere, but it's a vicious circle. There are other problems. One is this, that our electoral system is such that the constituencies are, and the politicians here may wish to correct me on this, many of the constituencies, or more than 50%, are basically based on having a clear racial majority. We have not that many mixed electoral constituencies. So because of this situation, the tendency is to appeal to a racial agenda. That's one factor. I think education, the last few decades, education has been kind of racialized. There are many factors for that. The quality of the teachers, most of the teachers are from one particular race. So I think that's the problem. Other factors are that though there were movements, On Jafar wanted to open up UMNO. Even during Tun Razak's time, I remember they had ADMO, Alliance Direct Membership Organization, didn't go very far. These movements did not really take off. The other factor is that economically based political parties, leftist, socialist, would be frowned upon because of our great feelings against communism. So parties are not really issue-based. They are religious-based, or they are regional-based, in Sabah Sarawak, regional-based, or they are communal-based. But this is not surprising at all. In India, BJP is it's a Hindu-based party. There are Scottish parties. So I think this is not an unusual phenomena. What I would want to say is something positive. I think more and more political parties should open up to people of other communities. I think electoral constituencies should be based on multi-ethnic population rather than be so based on one particular race. Education should play a role in stamping out racism. The human rights movement is taking roots. And I think when people become conscious of their human rights, I think they also become conscious of the rights of others. Because to me, the first function of freedom should be to free someone else. And I think the human rights movement is doing that. And please also don't forget the role of the deep state. It's not just the civil servants. It's the deep state within the deep state. Sometimes I think they play a role. We have to rely on. We have to remain persistent. I'm not entirely pessimistic. I'm not entirely pessimistic. In Europe, for example, environmental parties have gained a foothold, but it takes a generation. Yes.